Ensuring our pet's safety is a top priority. However, this particular dog has been slipping out of her home every night. Join us as we uncover the startling discovery that the owner made when they followed their furry friend on one of her nightly escapades. It's quite shocking. The majority of our domesticated dogs are heavily reliant on their owners for care and survival, and would struggle if left to fend for themselves even for a short period. However, the dog in today's tale had to fend for herself for an extended period before finally finding a new home. In doing so, she imparted some unexpected lessons to those she encountered along the way. Certain regions of Brazil are faced with a significant challenge concerning stray animals, yet many locals make valiant efforts to assist these unfortunate creatures. Recently, a young dog was callously left in front of a junkyard and left to fend for herself. It is possible that the young dog was a puppy from a dog that her owners could not care for, leading them to abandon her in a location known for high stray animal populations. Upon discovering her, the owners of the junkyard took her in and affectionately named her Lilac. The junkyard where they left her was already home to many other dogs, cats, and even chickens. The owners of the junkyard did their best for the animals. They couldn't afford to feed all the animals that were making their homes there, but they could at least make sure that they had a safe place to go at night. They set up spots where the animals could be warm in colder conditions and stay as dry as possible when it rains. They'd also put out fresh water for them to drink. It was the best they could do for these animals, but besides small pieces of scraps that they often gave the animals, most of them had to fend for themselves when it came to food. It was a sad state, but many animals were in the same type of state all across the country. Despite Lilac's situation, she was a really sweet dog. The complete opposite of what you would expect a street-smart stray dog would be. Instead of trying to fight with the other animals, she was the one to lick others and give all of them something to cuddle with. She never fought with any of the other animals, and she loved people. Everyone that came around was welcomed with a wag of her tail, and she loved getting attention and people petting her. It attracted people to the sweet dog, but even when she was as sweet as she was, her life wasn't easy by any measure. It was a challenge each day to survive, and that was going to become even harder soon. The people at the junkyard noticed that Lilac seemed to be picking up weight with a dog that was as thin as she was at that stage. It was easy to see when something strange was going on with her, but she was only picking up weight in her stomach. She was obviously expecting puppies. How was she going to look after these puppies when she couldn't even properly care for herself? The junkyard owners tried to sneak her a little bit more food than normal, but she would normally pick it up and then go to eat where they couldn't see her and they didn't know she was getting enough to eat. Then she had her pups, and giving them milk was draining her. The dog knew that she needed to get more food to survive, and when her puppies started to eat, they would need food too. As soon as she could leave the puppies for longer periods, Lilac started going out of the safety of the junkyard to search for more food. She had to cross busy roads during the dark nights, and often there were a lot of dangers that she had to face to find the food to feed her pups. Somehow the dog made it safely back to the junkyard each night to feed them. They were healthy and super cute, and when they were a little bit older, the owners of the junkyard asked a shelter to help them find homes for the puppies. Since their mom liked humans, they never learned to be scared of people, making them very social. They were easy to adopt, and soon they all had new homes. It was the best way to take care of Lilac too, since she now had less responsibilities to worry about. But strangely, she didn't stop going out to find food. She went far away to some of the suburbs on the other side of the town. She went into a few backyards where people just chased her off. But then she went to the home of Lucia Helen Alina de Souza. Lucia Helen Alina was a kind lady who adored animals. She volunteered at shelters when she could, and she would always have a treat for any stray that she passed on the road. It was the perfect place for Lilac to look for assistance. Lucia Helena heard something outside, and when she went out of her house, she saw the dog rummaging through her trash for food. She had broken the trash bag and tried to get anything she could eat. Lucia Helena looked at the thin, dirty dog whose tail started wagging as soon as she saw the woman coming out of the house, and she just knew that she had to do more to help this sweet girl. She really wanted to adopt the dog right then and there, but she was worried that she would scare her if she moved too fast. So she went and got some food and put it in a bag. Then she went outside and fed Lilac. The dog ate a little bit, then she just kept looking at the bag without taking any more food. Lucia Helena tried to call the dog inside, but she wouldn't come. Then she decided to put some of the food in the bag on her porch, and she put a blanket and water on the porch too. The dog would have somewhere to sleep and more food. When she came out in the morning, Lucia Helena was disappointed to see that the dog was gone, so was the food that she left for her. But then when she peeked outside that night, the dog was back on the porch, sitting politely by the front door. Once again, she took only some of the food that Lucia Helena was feeding her, and then sat waiting for her to give her the rest of the food in a bag. She would then go off into the night, but gradually she stuck around longer and came back sooner. She still left each night, but she would hang out with Lucia Helena during the day. She started coming inside and cuddling, loving all the love and attention that she was getting from this new friend. She was becoming a bit of a lap dog, cuddling while in front of the two, but with one strange twist, she refused to eat out of a bowl. She wanted her food in a bag, and then she wanted the leftovers and disappeared soon after. She would be back by bedtime. After the dog lived with her for a few weeks and still snuck out each night, Lucia Helena wanted to know where the dog was going. She decided to go after her and find out. As soon as the dog left, she went after her. She couldn't believe how far the dog was traveling, the little bag of food in her mouth. She went right through town out the other side. Then she walked down a dark and rural road. When they got to their destination, the dog had traveled around 4 miles or 6.4 kilometers, and she did this round trip each day, walking around 8 miles or 12.8 kilometers every day. What could be this important for the dog to do? Lucia Helena kept following and was shocked when she saw Lilac drop her bag in the middle of the junkyard that she called home for so long. Other animals came out from all over and started eating the food that Lilac had brought them. Speaking to the junkyard owners, Lucia Helena found out that the dog always did this. They also told her Lilac's story and how she always cared for the other animals. Lucia Helena's conviction in adopting Lilac only grew stronger with time, especially as she ensured that the dog had enough food to share with her animal companions. Though several years have passed since Lilac found her forever home, she remains deeply connected to her furry family. The sole distinction was that her new caretaker accompanied her on her nightly excursions to ensure her safety. Despite enduring a prolonged period of deprivation, this remarkable dog managed to find love and generously shared it with others. What a powerful lesson for all of us. I hope you like it. Please share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.